isn't it? I'll have to whisper. Well, I'd just like to firstly acknowledge Member of Parliament for Tauranga, Simon Bridges. He is to be commended for bringing this Animal Welfare Amendment Bill to us all, and it was adopted by the excellent Minister for Agriculture, the Honourable David Carter. And this bill has been applauded throughout New Zealand. So we are delighted at the amount of response that this has received. And you know what? You know what the opposition party originally said? The opposition party actually originally said there was no point in increasing the penalties for animal cruelty. And so, you know, you have to wonder, especially when in the next breath the animal rights supporters are applauding the government's move to increase punishment for animal cruelty, and they say that stricter penalties should also be imposed on owners of attacking dogs. The SPCA National Chief Executive Robin Kippenberger said the move was long overdue, and you've heard that said by many speakers on this side of the House, that move was long overdue, and the person we have to thank for that, bringing it to the government's attention, was Simon Bridges, the wonderful Member of Parliament for Tauranga, who's doing such a sterling job. And so we're delighted that this bill has got so far in the House, and we just want to talk a little bit about the bill and the speaking to the further the bill. I mean, we could all talk about our vet experiences with our pets. I mean, this is, after all, a wide-ranging bill, and there'll be so many people in this Parliament that would have had some sort of pet experience, I'm sure, with the vet. But however, and it is a bone of contention, I'm sure, about whether or not taking that cat from that place of its residence and forcing it into another home was an act of cruelty. But let's not derogate from the serious intention of the bill, which is to send a very clear message to New Zealanders that want to treat animals willfully and badly, that they are going to have much more serious penalties imposed upon them if they do so, because New Zealanders don't condone that sort of treatment, and the willful ill treatment covers the most serious welfare offences, and under the Act as it stands, it must be proved that a person intended to cause harm, and the animal must be permanently disabled, die or be destroyed to prevent further suffering. So that's serious offences that we're talking about here. And this bill expands the threshold for this offence to include cases where an animal is seriously injured or seriously impaired, so that this will enable more cases of extreme cruelty to be prosecuted under this offence. And these penalties will be more serious in accordance with the seriousness of the crime, and this is something that once again the SPCA are absolutely applauding, because some of the cases that have gone to court, for instance the prison sentence over the kittens was declared by the SPCA as being too short, that the sentence handed down to the 30-year-old man who was heartless in regard to the serious injuries to those kittens, well, death actually, that the sentence that he received for that ill treatment of those kittens was far too short, and this bill will deal to that and make sure that he is sentenced accordingly. Can I applaud the Minister as well for the budget put aside $8.2 million over 4 years to boost animal welfare activities, and that's a great move forward. And it's also to be noted that this was recognised by the opposition, so I hope that they continue to recognise the importance and the good work that this government is doing to address many of the issues that are of concern to New Zealanders, and no less animal welfare issues, and making sure that serious offences against animals are dealt with in a much more appropriate way. And so, if we...
Call Brendan Burns.